What the heck are they putting in the air? Have you been wondering about it? You guys are certainly seeing all the smoke everywhere, not just in the United States, but globally from the fires. And then we got the once mysterious and controversial, but not so much anymore, all the chem lines in the sky. You guys see these stripes in the skies? People have sent me tons of pictures. This is no surprise. And then, not too much of this arising everywhere, but readings. Toxic readings of the air quality. And I'm telling you guys, this is stuff that you should not be breathing in. So, is this indeed more than just wildfire smoke? Well, because it is something that right now is blanketing the entire United States. Until I give you more information in this video, you're gonna have to trust me because it's much worse than you think. So today we're gonna give you guys some information, make sure that you are aware of the problem, and give you some solutions to the issue so you and your family are better protected. Welcome back. If you're brand new here, welcome to our awesome community where we do prepping tips, emergency preparedness how-tos, and we go over news and awareness, stuff that you probably want to know about. If you happen to find value in that, be sure to hit the notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. It is no mystery that things aren't seeming normal these days. Entire towns burning to the ground. More and more wildfires starting every single day with a ton of things burning and sending crazy toxins into the air. This is all stuff that you should be aware of, stuff that you should be warned about. In fact, now is probably the best time that anybody should be wearing a mask, and about the only time in recent years that makes any sense to me. So let's dive in a little bit deeper on what you're breathing in, because this might blow your mind. Most definitely a concern you should be aware of. And remember, further down in this video, stick around because I'm going to give you guys some solutions to this problem, stuff that could help you and your family in this hazardous time. And I have to say this because some channels out there aren't as popular as others, according to the guys upstairs. And when you think you might be subscribed, magically you're not. So double check that, hit the like button so this spreads out to many people. Share this video out to your people and your communities, because one of the few things we can do is spread awareness, and that's a great way to help me spread awareness. I've read numerous times in the comments that you guys like the awareness coupled with solutions, because if you watch this video or that video, you know, told you about a problem, about what's going on in the stores, offered you safe stuff for you and your homes, including beef that hasn't been tainted or made in a lab. But the difference today, with an option where we have a choice to choose, where we decide whether we're getting safe stuff or not, but that comes to with what's going into the air that we all breathe. Well, a lot of us don't have an option there. We're breathing all the same air. And if you're like me, you'd probably rather keel over than walk around in a spacesuit. So if it's getting to that point, you know it's getting pretty bad. But again, I'm gonna give you like 3 options that are gonna help you with this situation. Facts. Scientists from Canada have been studying wildfire smoke for quite some time. They said cancer-causing formaldehyde and benzene are just 2 of the gases found in its fumes. Guys, we're breathing tons of this in. Right here at the Atmospheric Chemistry and Physics page from the EGU, it says, formaldehyde, HCHO, is one of the most abundant non-methane volatile organic compounds, VOCs, which is found heavily in wildfire smoke emitted by fires. I mean, have you ever thought, does this wildfire smoke you're thinking of trees burning up kind of smell like plastic? They even told you in the New York Times, why does wildfire smoke sometimes smell like burning plastic? Let's read this, but it gets much worse. When trees, branches, and leaves are burned in wildfires, they emit gases, all kinds of gases. Some of the molecules and gases might be causing the smell, an expert said. You think some compounds are stable enough to travel thousands of miles, and in this article it says that the compounds change over time, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that. But both benzene and formaldehyde are group 1 carcinogens. This is brought to you by the experts that are writing all the code right now, and has found sufficient evidence that these compounds cause cancer. And it goes on, all kinds of other bad stuff. But if you put together the puzzle, what are a lot of people getting these days? Cancer. And wouldn't you say the more cancer that's out there, the less people we have, and the more medical help they probably need? They're probably gonna need a lot of medications. I think you know where I'm going. But back to the part where I told you things get worse the longer it's in the sky. What if I told you that the toxins multiply and get worse the longer they're in the sky? And we're supposed to deal with this smoke and experience this For how many months? I always leave links to all these articles. You guys can read the entire thing. But let me take just this one small takeaway that is super important. We know that breathing in smoke when you're close to a fire is not good. But we've seen over the time it gets worse. Up to 4 times more toxic a day down the road. Professor Nemes referred to some of their experiment results. These results showed smoke samples taken from the air more than 5 hours after it was released from a fire and were twice as toxic than when they first released. Get this, as they aged further in the laboratory, the toxicity increased to 4 times the original levels. Well, great. After many days, I'm sure we're breathing in some pretty bad stuff. And you're in parts of the US, don't really have too much smoke, don't think it's a big deal? Wrong. This means that even if you're far away from a fire, if the smoke is being blown towards you, it can have a significant impact on your health. He said, people might not even be aware that they're breathing in the fumes from a faraway forest fire, but it will be affecting their health. And there's parts in this article where they talk about the effects of this taking out a lot more people than the fire actually took out. In the long run, remember how I was telling you in previous videos? They're just kind of picking people off slowly. It's the slow game. You can't go take out everyone too fast. It's gotta be a slow process. And that might be what's going on here. So we know just from the wildfires from the forest are already worse than we thought. Extreme carcinogens that we don't want to be breathing. Then couple it with like the fire that just happened up in Canada, where it jumped into a waste management facility and burned up all the waste. Well, what is it burning now? Plastics, all kinds of garbage. You got towns like Lahaina and Maui burning up. You think all of those buildings and infrastructure is made from stuff that if it emits fumes and toxins, those are good toxins to be breathing in? And then you got all the crazy factories exploding that deal with plastics and pharmaceuticals and toxins. If this stuff is all going into the air and we're breathing it all in to the point where, I've been getting headaches from breathing in so much of this smoke. And then we find out in studies that this stuff intensifies over time. What we're dealing with is bigger than what you think. Like in this video right here, there should be more people taking air readings and just blowing up social media about it, because I don't think you guys realize how toxic the air is. We should be warned left and right, especially if this stuff gets worse, causes cancer. I'm telling you, you want to protect yourself from this crazy smoke. We don't know what's in it. Are you guys experiencing smoke? Let me know down in the comments where you're at, and if you're experiencing smoke, smells a little bit funny, and if you happen to have expertise in air monitoring, toxins, little gadgets, let me know down there. I will pick one up and I'll start measuring these toxins in the air. Now, trust me, I've got a tablet full of notes, and I could continue to deep dive hard on a lot of this stuff, but I'd rather scratch the surface, wake y'all up, hopefully wake some new people up, make you aware of the problem. That way you guys can go do some more of your own digging, because now we need to talk about how we can make this better for us and our families, because it's not good. For starters, if you research masks, as much as I hate wearing a mask, this is probably a good reason to wear one. The basic mask that you can buy that's the cheapest is gonna be an N95 mask. This is the inexpensive one that's rated for fumes, smoke, and stuff like that. But you need to remember, some of these toxins can go through your eyes, can go through your skin, and having a full face mask like this is definitely gonna be better if you can afford that. It covers the eyes, you've got different grades of filter packs you can put on. So one is masks. How about the air in your home? Do you think that this toxic smoke is getting into your home? Absolutely. Most basic thing you can do is cover the bottoms of your doors, like in this video right here. A lot of times people will pack it with some towels, or they'll make the towel a little bit damp, not enough to ruin your floor, but it actually makes a better seal to keep that outside air out. I'm telling you, a couple days ago, it was really thick at my house and it smelled so bad in my house. So I went and grabbed my membrane solution air purifier. These air purifiers are amazing. I'm not sure if you've seen smoke test rooms like this, but these type of filters clean out your air in an amazing amount of time. And I can tell you right now, we've been running this in our homes for the past few days. The inside of our home smells completely normal. This thing is doing its job. I've got the bigger one in my house. There's also a smaller unit like this. You can see it's about half the size, a little bit cheaper. Being half the size, you're gonna save money on. So if you guys don't have one of these, I highly recommend these. And what did I do? Of course, I've got the bigger one and the smaller one. And when I ordered these things, I ordered extra filters. The filters in these things are absolutely absolutely amazing and built for this type of situation, for these high toxic smokes. It's gonna take stuff like the benzenes out of the air. It's gonna take the formaldehyde toxins out of the air. If it's in your budget, I highly recommend these. So if you guys are concerned about breathing this stuff in for the next probably month, it might go all the way through September as well. It might go through October as well. Having one of these could literally be a lifesaver if it gets pretty nasty. And like I said, you don't even know how bad it is. Even if you can faintly smell it or not smell it at all, they're saying it's still in the air and it's still extremely bad. It's still 4 times as bad. Next thing you can do, I found these filters that you can put into your air system, your heating and cooling system in your homes. These things are made in America. I have a link for those down in the description as well. These things are made for smoke and toxins, and they go into your AC and heating units. Just make sure you guys order and pick out the right size for your unit, and you can check those ones out. They even have reusable ones, filters that you can clean and reuse, which sounds pretty cool to me because who likes buying new filters all the time? It sounds pretty ideal to just clean it and put it back in. Not sure if they have the high smoke toxin one in that model, so you'll want to double check that. Also, if you're going all out, consideration is your car. Putting in a filter that's also got maybe a carbon layer for the smoke in your car. If not, you can buy little units. I'll put a link for one of those down in your car. You can run it inside your car, because just this last Sunday when I went to town, it was pretty smoky and I could definitely smell it in the car. Maybe not as bad as outside the car, but I could still smell it. I only know the data that they publish about how bad it is in the air. As you guys could guess, it could be a lot worse than that. It could be a ton worse than what we really know about. Like I said, we don't know exactly what's being let go in the air. So like I always say, we don't like to promote fear here, but awareness, so that you guys can do what you can do to make your situation better. And then in this case, it's making sure you have a good mask. It's making sure that you've got these air purifiers in your homes, maybe good air filter replacements for your heating and cooling systems, stuff like that. We can only do what we can do. The rest is in God's hands. So again, if you guys got recommendations, throw them down in the comments. These aren't the only options out there. They're the options that I've chose to take, and I think that they're pretty good options given the situation that we're up against. Like I said, I got links for all this stuff down in the description. I might throw some in the comments. I always advocate shop local, USA made, family owned business if you can. But if you don't have an option for that, still a better option for you to have the safety for you and your family. Let me know if you guys made it to the end of the video. Like awareness along with some solutions. Stay safe out there. And as I know more, I'll keep you guys posted. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.